that, I invite Dr. Nimrod to start his presentation and share his thoughts with us. Dr. Nimrod, over to you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. And this sexy voice is not with me all the time. It is now because of a flu. And I'm glad that I can speak, because 2 days ago I couldn't speak at all. So apologies. And I will share with you two stories. I hope it will give you some perspective. The first one is about technology and about how much technology can change our lives and how beautiful it is. I grew up as a farmer. My father was a farmer. And when I started working as an older person after the Israeli service in the army, sorry, I was doing crop protection. I was spraying all the time. And at that time, I started to understand a couple of things. One, sprays are not a solution. They brought many problems with them, and they didn't solve many of the issues I was dealing with. Second, if I want to sell added value produce, I have a problem when I spray. And this was 30 years ago. To increase the value of my crop, I got into 15 years in the academy, and then I established Biofeed to develop technology that was still not available to challenge the #1 pest that I was dealing with, which is a fruit fly. In India, you have other fruit flies. All in all, fruit flies are the #1 group of pests for fruits and vegetables. And happily, I can say, and I will jump over many, many years and challenges. In 2015, my company Biofeed, we won a competition called Grand Challenges Israel, and we got to India. And we started working in India to develop a solution for the #1 problem of the Indian farmers, fruit growers. If you want to guess, go ahead, #1. So the #1 crop is obviously mango. And the #1 problem, pest of mango, is obviously fruit flies. And we are talking not about just one species, but about a few. And as you know, today, the average infestation is about 50%, but very often it can go up to 80 and even 100%. In particularly when it is rainy, there is nothing, simply nothing. So farmers must harvest the fruits when they are still green, small, the taste is not so good. And then when they market it, sell it, many times still about 50% of the marketable produce is infested. Under those conditions, to export is almost out of question. And this is a catastrophe for a country that is growing over 40% of the mangoes of the world. So we got the Grand Challenges Israel, and I got to India, and we did what nobody believed. Nobody believed it is possible to control those flies without sprays at all. Nobody believed it is possible to do it at a quality of export. And nobody believed it is possible during the rainy season. We did all that. By the way, nobody believed it is possible. We had a very short time of 1 year. And within 1 year, we developed a solution for the mango growers of India. We took the infestation from the average 50% to less than 1%. All of this with zero chemicals, zero sprays. This is like a dream come true, including during the rainy season. The result was so amazing, I couldn't believe it. I had to go and see in the field by myself just to be sure that these are really the numbers. And a short while after, the farmers, the Indian farmers which we worked with, asked me or asked the Minister of India to meet me. And I was lucky. I met Modi, Narendra Modi, and Prime Minister of Israel in the first meeting. That was very exciting. And then again, 6 months after, again in India. After that, I continue to see, okay, so how do we make it into action, into business? And here I found a few things that it is good to discuss. Even if, and when you have the dream product of the tomorrow, zero chemicals, no need for tractors, no need for sprayers, because the way it is working, I didn't say it is working, you just put it a post on a tree, just a few units per acre, about 4 units per acre, something like this. And you just put it on a tree, it attracts the flies by smell. And then those flies that are coming, they stand on this post, they lick something, they fly away and they die. So there is zero contact with the environment. And the first thing that I noticed is that the regulation, even for such solutions, which are obviously eco-friendly, are very, very difficult in India. And this is the first reason why today, from 2016 or 17, I should say, 4 years after, Indian farmers cannot have access to this technology. Africans do, Israelis do, but not Indians, where we started. So this is really, it's a shame. It's about regulation. And regulation shouldn't be like this for anything which is not coming in contact with the environment. And even if you touch it or eat it, there is no hazard. So this is one thing. And now I want to take you to a second story. And the second story is about the realization of the limits of technology. And just like there is a limit to power, there is a limit to money, to what money can do, I want to disappoint you. And I will do it from the place as the CEO of a company that is very technological one. I am very much like this. And because of this, I can say, we emphasize how much technology can give us solutions. And we emphasize we need more technology, we need more money. But wait, ask yourself, if it is technology, if it is money, how come that my parents in Israel, more than 70 years ago, when they arrived to a hill with only rocks and no water, no trees, just a few years after, they were already successful farmers? And this is not the case. And of course, technology at those times were not the same as it is today, and they didn't have the funds. My mother was a Holocaust survivor. She came out, she ran away from Europe with nothing, not even a family, no one. So how come that today, with much more funds, technology 1,000 times better, we see farmers, smallholders in such big problems? And here I want to say that I believe the future is not only technology. The reason we see farmers, smallholders, mainly in India and in emerging economies, struggle so hard is not because the lack of technology. Let me say it again, it's not because technology. It's even not because of funds. It is because of something that we neglected. And that is called business model. And before I ask if any of you know Professor Clayton Christensen, and what he said about disruptive innovation, that it's not about the technology, it's about the business model. When I understood this, and it was a few years ago, I started to study much better why some places are working better than others. And I found that it is definitely the business models that we introduce today to Indian smallholders are coming from the West. They are good for Western and professional farmers. They are not suitable for smallholders. Smallholders deserve and need a different business model. And this business model is what exactly Green Valley developed. And we are doing it when we understand much better their needs. And this way, only now, a week ago, I was notified that in 1 year, while we're still doing the pilot in Senegal, Africa, West Africa, we managed to double the export of mangoes from Senegal. This is unbelievable. This is only a pilot, double. Now, this is possible also in India. We can more than double. I can tell you that each of those farmers that were working with Green Valley, and what Green Valley, by the way, is doing, it is helping them to increase the quality and the quantity hand in hand. We work together. We don't sell them, we work together. When they do better, we do better. And then we take the produce all the way to the market, to premium markets, not to low quality markets. So they more than doubled their income in 1 year. And the country, Senegal, doubled their export. Of course, they get euros, they get dollars. This is the way forward. And with this message to look on business model, this is exactly what before you were talking about the conference in Africa. From now on, I believe that any conference that is talking about agriculture and technology should not ignore the importance of business model. I invite you to contact me and to follow me to talk about Green Valley. If you want to improve the income of the farmers and the economy of the country, it is coming together with a business model that is suitable. So this is my message to you. Technology, the sky's the limit, and we can do a beautiful world without sprays. And income and poverty, yes, we can do it. We can more than double the income of farmers in a very short time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Dr. Nimrod, for sharing those two stories with passion. Waiting for the questions from the audience to come. What I thought was I will just quickly try to integrate the highlights from all the eminent panelists we have had today. We started with Nimrod, who actually explained the promise behind no spray technologies. No spray technologies, as well as the importance of ensuring that farmers will have access to the novel technologies that are being developed, which is a key component, because without that, the technology developed has no reach and bears no meaning in terms of large-scale deployment, especially when it comes to small-scale farmers or smallholder farmers. So my first question will be to Nimrod, to maybe summarize the disruptive business model he is talking about, with which the mango export potential of Senegal was doubled in just a year. Nimrod?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we used an Israeli model that was very common at the first 60 years of Israel, and we applied to emerging markets and how this is working. Today, when a company, a technological company is going to the farmer, it is suggesting the farmer come and buy our product or our service. So this is one way. What Green Valley is doing, it is saying to the farmer, we go together. We will help you to improve the produce that you are growing, the quality and the quantity, and we will help you to get it to the market. Now, if all of us are going to do better, then we will get better price, and you will get more income, we will get more income. This is a value chain approach. It is not just one product. One product in the case of mango is critical, and we couldn't do without it, which is for fruit flies. But other than this, if you think of a farmer in India that today the yield is about 3-4 tons per acre, while in Israel it is about 10 times more, 10 times more. So you start by dealing with critical problems, but then you need to do other things. Now, using this model, when we have agreement with the farmer, we can have on board also other experts, other companies, other technologies. Now we have a business model that we can pay them because, let's say, irrigation. Using irrigation, now the farmer is having more yield. So now we can pay the company that is selling irrigation. Without this model, the company can have no access to the farmer because the farmer cannot finance it in advance. Okay, so this is a business model. It is a platform, just like if you want, you can think of Amazon that is connecting ends. This is connecting on a value chain. And as long as you add value, real value, which translates to market, to selling more yield, higher quality for more money per hectare, you can get in and you can make money on this. And it's all about making money.
Thanks, Nimrod. Thank you, Dr. Radhan. Nimrod, yeah. Actually, you were kind of suggesting a business model where value capture is done after ensuring value is created. Is my understanding right?
Can you repeat it, the question?
No, what I was saying is, from the way you were explaining the business model, I kind of came to the simplistic understanding that in that business model, you are thinking about value capture only after value is actually created at the hands of the farmer.
Not necessarily. The farmers can and should participate partially in the payment in advance. In some cases, even the government. But in this case, if the company is not sure about the quality, about the added value that it is really giving to the farmer, they will get nothing. So, and you know, many are just selling to the farmers and for many years and nothing is changing, which is very much the case in India. If you go to Indian farmers, I know mango growers 20 years ago, they would make more money than today, more money. So how is it possible? Now, if you want to sell, go ahead, sell it, but you can make more money if you get on this business model. And later, if the farmer is making more money, you can also make more money. And
that is exactly what I meant. Yeah.
Yes.
That is exactly what I meant, Nimrod.
Definitely.
And Nimrod, will you be able to share in simple terms what exactly is the technology you are deploying for fruit fly control in mangoes? Is it using a color or light trap? and then also capture and kill kind of approaches? What exactly is happening there?
Okay, so it is all about smells, and there is nothing more powerful in the kingdom of animals than smells. Smell manipulate not us less, but more insects better than anything else. But the problem with smell is that we don't know, or we didn't know until recently, how to control it. And if you think about irrigation, drip irrigation, they didn't invent the water. They didn't invent the pipe, the water pipe. They only invented how to control the release of the water. This is what they do. So what BioFeed did is really inventing how to control the release of smell, also developing some special smells. Now we put it on the tree. It's like 30 by 30 centimeters, even less, small post, yellow, but the yellow is not the main thing. The main thing is about the smell, and the smell is released every day as very, very, very little,
Control
and during the
okay.
entire season. So you don't need to service it at all, zero service, and you just attract it. And when it is so powerful, you need so few units. That's it.
Thanks a lot, Nimrod, for that simple explanation of how the technology works. I thank all the panelists for taking time to participate and share their insights to the audience in this session. Thanks a lot, everyone. I thank CII for bringing all of us together in an effort to bring towards greater understanding and also identify potential technologies which can be deployed in a meaningful manner to the farmers in India. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.